But folks, what we got coming this way is some temperatures that's going to drop down into the 20s. As a matter of fact, they're saying that 22 is going to be the low on, I think, Sunday night, Monday morning. So that's what's worrying us the most. And I don't want to say worry to put worry into your minds, but what I'm saying is that's why we're prepping now. Hey folks, Lester here. So I'm standing here in the little chicken coop area. We have about 2, maybe 3 days before we get some really, really cold weather. So I want to show you what I'm doing to prep our babies for this. What I've done is I've taken a roll of hay with my tractor. I come by with a pair of scissors and I cut the strings off of it. Now what I'm doing over here is taking my pitchfork. I'm just trying to help. I'm taking my pitchfork, I'm trying to show you here with one hand. This is not easy. And I'm scraping, if you can see this, I'm unraveling this roll of hay. So what I'm doing is I'm actually unraveling this roll of hay, and I'm taking the hay and I'm gonna pile it all up around this roll of hay. So any babies, and I'm thinking babies like ducks, geese, can come over here and find a place to get out of the weather when it gets here. Obviously, I've taken a lot of that hay and I've already shoveled it or pitchforked it inside the little chicken coop. And so this is where our turkeys and our chickens will stay during the coldest of weather. I will fill up their water and fill up their little feed containers, and I have them a heat lamp. So they're gonna be fine. What I really do worry about though, more than anybody else, is the geese and the ducks. And I don't know if I should worry so much, but they have just never come off the pond. No matter how cold it's gotten, they've never come off the pond to, we've never had them in a coop per se. I don't even know if ducks and geese have coops, seriously. And so, yeah, they're my biggest worry, but I do want them to know that there's gonna be places for them. Let me walk over and show you what's going on. So I will walk over and show you. Guys, I'm trying to... Stop. So I do want to show you what I've done. I've done the same thing for the babies here. Now we haven't had a chance to finish their doors yet, and we're probably not going to. Well, we're not going to before the cold weather gets here. But I've also cut the strings off of this hay, and I've unraveled it all around the edges and piled it all up. So everybody has a place to come and cozy up with each other to get out of... Ringo, stop! They all have a chance to come and cozy up with each other, and I can come out as they nibble on this and eat it down. I will come out and pitchfork more off, and so hopefully when the weather comes, they'll all be able to find them a nice little nook where they can stay cozy. Let me go show you where the pigs are at. So I'm sure that you guys who follow the page will recognize this area. Oh, we already got some sleepyheads in here. So, Tiny Tim is laying here beside Peggy Pig, his best friend. Gloria and Cornholio are snuggled up over here. And they may actually stay here. I'm not going to say for sure that I'll move Gloria and Cornholio to the chicken coop, because as long as they're warm, and then here I've already unraveled some hay, and so they all have nice cozy spots to get. And the good thing about this barn, the north wind can't blow on them. So if it is a lot of wind that comes through, they'll stay nice and warm inside here. Now, let's go out towards Petunia's palace and see if we can take care of her the same way we've done for everybody else. All right, so I know this looks about ridiculous, but hey, you do what you have to do. So for Petunia, I've taken 3 rolls of hay and I've stacked them here to block the north wind off of her. Let me spin around and show you what she's doing right now. So what I want to do is I also have a roll of hay here that I will continue to kind of scrape off. She's made her a little bit of a spot there where she's been laying, but I want to make sure I scrape off some more of this here so that if she wants to burrow herself a little bit deeper, she can. Sweetie, I've already got your bed made. Now stop. So yeah, so that's what we're doing for the babies as far as the littles. I'll talk to you about the bigs here momentarily. Pebbles, don't do that. All right, let me do a little scraping here for her. Now, let's not forget that, Petunia always has the ability to go inside the house if she chooses to. We have her little doggy door, and I have it closed off right now because of the rain. I don't want her to track in wet muck because she does that. But that door can always come open, and so she has the... let me just say she has room available to go inside if she chooses to. But, folks, I'll be honest. Even in the coldest of days, she has not gone inside. Now, she does in the summertime, and that's funny to me that it's obvious that she's more affected by the heat than she is the cold. That reminds me of something. We're all watching her scratch and itch right now. Hey, that reminds me of an experiment we did with my students years ago in the science class. So let me just explain to you real fast why I'm videoing her, whatever she's doing. We had to take, okay, excuse my dirty hands. I've been working, folks. I've been working. So we had to take our hand, we put a little plastic glove, like a dishwashing glove, but not that thick, just a little plastic glove, like they would use in a serving line at a restaurant, a little plastic glove, cheap little thin plastic glove, and we were supposed to take our glove hand and dip it into some Crisco, like some shortening, all right? And so we got it all over our hand. And then we took our other hand and we would put the glove on, but we would not dip it in the Crisco. And then they told us to take both hands, and I can't show both hands at the same time, but dip those hands down into some ice cold water. Listen, I mean icy cold water. And folks, it was the craziest thing. The hand that only had a glove with nothing else, you could not leave that hand in that water for more than a couple of seconds. Just the sting of the ice, the cold, it was horrible. But what was weird was the hand that had the shortening, the grease smeared all over it. Just hold on, we got Ivy hollering at me. That hand did not get cold. And so that experiment goes to show that animals with lots of fat, sorry baby, don't mean it in a mean way, but animals with a higher fat content, they don't get as cold. It's kind of like, that's why whales and other animals that live in the Arctic, they have lots of fat, okay? I may be saying that wrong, but blubber type stuff. Okay, that sounds horrible. So, in saying so, Petunia never wants to go inside when it's cold. And I'm not trying to be rude, but I think that maybe because she has a little bit of excess weight, that keeps her a little bit warmer. However, that same excess weight just tears her up in the summertime. So she goes inside a lot when the weather is hot. But she's yet to go inside, guys, in this entire winter. But if she chooses to, she always can. Just so y'all need to know that. Now, Trudy, you don't have as much fat on you, baby, so you're going to have to bundle up. You'll have to bundle up for sure. That everybody... Ow, stop that. Go. You're going to be having to bundle up, baby. But no, Trudy will get in there with all of the littles, and she'll be perfectly fine. Well, I'm getting rained on now. Let me go ahead and get out of the weather myself. I do want to show you we have one more spot available to our littles. This is that little spot right behind the barn dominium. It's that little overhang right behind the barn dominium. You see right there is where Petunia's at. This is that spot right beside her. And we also have a roll of hay here that I unraveled and spread out. So anyone else who wants a spot, if they don't want to be with the others, if they need some alone time, they do have a spot. Okay, lots and lots of hay. And they will burrow themselves down into it, and it's the cutest thing to watch. So everyone has a chance to stay warm once the weather drops below freezing. So, yeah, and so I will just go ahead and say for the folks who don't realize this, here in Texas, this part of Texas, we seldom drop below freezing. And if we do, I mean, we normally ride, at 31, 32, degrees. But folks, what we got coming this way is some temperatures that's going to drop down into the 20s. As a matter of fact, they're saying that 22 is going to be the low on, I think, Sunday night, Monday morning. So that's what's worrying us the most. And I don't want to say worry to put worry into your minds, but what I'm saying is that's why we're prepping now. So we'll deal with the pipes and all But for the most part, I've just learned to drain the pipes, and then I'll keep a light on the well to keep all the big components from freezing up. All right, so now you're saying, okay, Lester, so you told us about the littles. Tell us about the bigs. What are you gonna do to keep these bigs nice and warm? And so ultimately, it's gonna be the exact same thing. But folks, you can't make the bigs go inside. A lot of you guys know that we have worked so hard during the month of February on making places for everybody. But you can't take a 2-ton, bull and make him go inside. So what I will do is he's obviously laying there with Santana in the hay right now. Of course, it's not cold, it's a little bit rainy. But I don't think that this weather bothers them as much. And the reason I say that is I want you to think about all the big ranches that you've seen on TV with all them cows and bulls and steer out there on those pastures. Folks, they don't have shelter for those animals. They have become conditioned over the years to be very, very hardy. And so whereas we try to offer a place if they want it, most of them don't. Most of them do not. But I will show you a little spot that I got for Tex, if I can get past Cornholio here. So he does have a place to come out of the rain. His little small shelter over here. I do have a roll of hay. I will also unwind it a little bit, ruffle it up and spread it around the ground here. I've already cut the strings for obvious reasons. You know about him and getting strings stuck into his horns. So if he chooses to come in and get out of the rain or whatever, he will have a place to lay right over here. And so last thing is, you're saying, okay, horses and then the other cows and donkeys that hang out with the horses. Okay, same thing. We have 3 places for them. You all know we have this spot right over here, which is a place that has a wall to stop that north wind. They're not going to necessarily lay down, folks. Horses seldom lay down, but they will stand along that wall if the wind is blowing to keep at least the wind chill off of them. We also have the 2 brand new sections that I'll walk you over and show you now. Maggie's just letting you guys know that she also has a roll of hay, and she'll be fine. Maggie, you'll be in the house with Daddy. Don't even make people think that you need hay to sleep in, okay? No, Maggie Tricks and the Beagles will be inside the house, all snuggled up, so they're gonna be fine. All right, so the last place that I wanna show you will be right inside here. These are the little spots that we've built when we did the barn. And so this is where the other bigs can come. And I'll show you where this over here leads to. This is the hay part. And then this over here is a little spot where any of these guys can come at any point. We have one on that side. We have one on this side. They can come all the way up in here to get out of that wind, to block that wind. And I'm not going to put hay inside here, or maybe I might. You know what? I've gone back and forth on that. I could set a roll of hay here if I wanted to. And not for them to lay in necessarily, but to eat on, so they don't have to eat here in the cold. And that's probably what I'll do. I probably will drop a couple of rolls of hay inside of here so they can come over here, eat, and not have to worry about eating out in the wind, rain, and cold. So, all right, folks. Okay, I just wanted to end the video like this. There is a very famous painting, I know you've all seen it, with the guy and his wife, and he's sitting there holding his pitchfork. And I bet you that picture was taken as he was also prepping his animals for a cold winter storm that was headed his way. I mean, you never know. So, just saying. Oh, wait. Y'all have a great day. Thank you for loving these babies. Thank you for loving the babies, and thank you for putting up with me. All right.